So last day we had discussed about resistance. What is resistance and its SI unit, and definition of 1 ohm resistance. 1 ohm is equal to 1 volt per 1 ampere. And look at the following parts. And we already seen that if you double the resistance, so the current will get halved. So in some situations we need to increase the resistance of the circuit in order to decrease the current, and in some cases we need to decrease the resistance in order to increase the current that is flowing through the circuit. And the device which is used for regulating the current without changing the voltage source, that is called a variable resistance. And in an electric circuit, a device called rheostat, when used, it can also change the resistance also in the circuit. And now here is an activity. So take a nichrome wire that we already used for that particular purpose for verifying Ohm's law. And here you can see, along with a torch bulb and a 10 watt bulb and a meter of 0 to 5 ampere range, and a plug key and some connecting wires. So all these instruments we need to connect in the following way as it is shown in the diagram. Here you can see, so we are inserting nichrome wire, 10 watt bulb and torch bulb one by one in the circuit. And when you switch on the device, that means pressing the key, and as you press the key and switch on the device, so what will happen when you connect the nichrome wire, that as it offers high resistance, what will happen, the ammeter reading will be very less as it offers very high resistance. And next, when you connect the 10 watt bulb to this circuit in this gap XY, so what will happen, again when you notice the reading in the ammeter, the reading will be somewhat increased, because the 10 watt bulb, it doesn't has got that much resistance. And as we connect the torch bulb again it has got very less resistance, so it will offer it will require only very less amount of current, so the ammeter reading that will be different. So these are different instruments that we can see. Nichrome wire, it often acts like a resistor, and 10 watt bulb, it requires much more amount of current than torch bulb. So these different instruments, they require different amount of electric current. Now follow the following. So complete the following circuit by connecting the nichrome wire in the gap XY, plug key and ammeter. So replace one by one, we are replacing nichrome wire with 10 watt bulb, torch bulb, etc. So what we read, so in all these cases the ammeter reading, the reading in the ammeter, that will be different. So that means, so in the activity we observe that the current is different for different components. So what is the reason? The reason is that different components offer an easy path. Certain components, especially certain components, offer an easy path for the flow of electric current, and while others resist the flow. Here the nichrome wire resists the flow of electric current more, that's why ammeter reading will be lesser. But 10 watt bulb and torch bulb, they offer somewhat easier path for the flow of electric current, that's why more reading will be there in the ammeter. So the motion of electrons in an electric circuit consists of electric current, and the electrons, however, are not completely free to move in a conductor. So they are restrained by the attraction of atoms among the conductor, within the conductor. See, thus the motion of electrons through a conductor is retarded by resistance. See, as we see, there will be a lot of electrons moving here and there. As you can see, we consider these are atoms. So as electrons tend to move here and there, so what will happen? Electrons, when it moves out from boundary of one particular atom to another atom, so there will be force of attraction, and this will move as it moves through this particular different atoms, so that will suffer from the force of attraction, and this force of attraction will decrease the movement. That means that will retard the movement of electrons. That means the electrons will slow down. Thus the motion of electrons through a conductor is retarded by its resistance. So a component of a given size that offers a low resistance is a good conductor. A conductor having some appreciable resistance, that is called a resistor. And a component which is offering very higher resistance, that is known as a poor conductor, or insulator of the same size that will offer even very high resistance. Here you can see in the table the resistance of certain materials that are conductors, silver, so of the order of 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 8 ohm meter, which is very less, 10 raised to minus 8. As that of alloys, you can see nichrome, the resistance is of unit length, that means of say 1 meter, that is 100 into 10 raised to minus 6, which is somewhat greater than that of silver. That is the best conductor. This is somewhat moderately good conductor, or resistor we can say. These are conductors, these are resistors, constant magnet, nichrome. Then insulators, what about insulators? Dry paper is of the order of 10 raised to 12. 10 raised to 12. It's offering very high resistance. So we can classify the materials, conductors, alloys and insulators based on their resistance. The next class we will discuss about what is resistivity.